Hey guys, it's Todd from Like Minded Lunatics, bringing you, it's another drink, play, swear. Hey, it's all we do around here. I mean, besides trying to figure out when we're supposed to be seen and heard and when we're not, it's all we've ever difficultly negotiated. Round here, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Drink, Play, Swear, and welcome back to Like Minded Lunatics. You know that Like Minded Lunatics is not just me here at Drink, Play, Swear. No, it's also my buddy and co-founder of LML, Mark Gifford. He does the Monday video matchups, bang, and I just did a really fun one with him. Not to self-promote any more than is necessary, but we just did a real good one, so I hope you check that out when you're not watching these. And bang, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button so we can see how big this family of like-minded weirdos, degenerates, runaways, and ne'er-do-wells is getting. It gets bigger every day, and we're excited about that. All right, so what is it we do here at Drink, Play, Swear? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. We play a game, usually a classic one. I pair it with a beverage, and we talk, don't we? Yeah, I tell a story. We tend to gab a little bit, okay? We run our mouths. What are we playing here today? Oh man, it's a classic on the Nintendo Entertainment System. This is the original Battletoads. A terrifyingly, excruciatingly difficult game. All right, what are we drinking with it today, though? Not something excruciating whatsoever. No, it's an ice-cold Jim Beam and Coke. I want you to get yourself something. Kick back with me. Watch me be terrible at Battletoads. Trade West presents a rare production. It's 1991's licensed by Nintendo, Battletoads. Get yourself something, please. It is kind of a cinematic game, although they've never made a Battletoads game. People gave Battletoads a hard time for being like a Ninja Turtles knockoff, because there were like all these, emerging properties after Ninja Turtles. They were like, oh, it's a group of talking animals. Everyone seemed to forget, though, that like every cartoon since the 1930s, literally every cartoon is fucking talking animals. It's okay that they're talking animals. It's not Ninja Turtles. Battletoads can be a separate thing, can't it? All right. Not to go on the defensive on Battletoads. Maybe Battletoads sucks. It's been a long time since I even knew anything. Look, Ragnarok Canyon. Since I played this, so okay. Let's get playing, and let's talk. What do we want to talk about today as I get reacclimated to Battletoads? I want to talk today about a story and a topic that I got to thinking about recently because of a conversation with my kids. Now, as I've mentioned before, I have two kids. I've got a 12-year-old daughter, and I've got a 6-year-old son. And these kids of mine, I love them, but they run around the house screaming and stomping their feet drives me nuts, right? And we have hardwood floors, so it's extra loud. I always tell them, go outside if you're going to do that. If you're going to run around screaming and stomping your feet, go outside. They don't listen. So if it's a day where we're all home together, you're going to hear me say, go outside, like 5 or 6 times. I'm that grumpy dad, right? And my son, who's 6, he says to me one Saturday morning, Dad, I can't help it. I'm getting big now. You know, my feet stomp when I run. And I say, well, okay, I'm 6'3", 220 pounds, son. You don't hear me stomping my feet, do you? No, I walk quietly. And my daughter looks at me and she's like, you do walk quietly. Why is that? And then my wife says from the other room, that's because your dad tiptoes everywhere. Which is kind of like, I don't know, emasculating. I tiptoe everywhere. But I'm going to be honest with you. Here's the truth. I do tiptoe quite often. Now, this conversation with my kids and with my wife got me thinking about the fact that I tiptoe. Literally. Not figuratively, right? That I often walk on my toes. And my kids inquired about this. Wait, Dad, why do you tiptoe? And I got to thinking about this fact. And I got to thinking about the fact that when I was a kid, I grew up in an apartment building. I grew up in an apartment complex, and we grew up on. Most of the years growing up, we lived on the second floor, with another tenant below us. And even though it was carpeted, my parents were always reminding me that there was someone living below us, and that I shouldn't be stomping my feet. And so I was trained early on. Ooh, look, little mid boss here. I love the freak out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you remember how you do this? You gotta throw. Oh my gosh. I have forgotten how difficult this game is, even though I prefaced the game with regarded as one of the most difficult games. Do you remember this? Oh my gosh. Look at this. I'm getting creamed. Let me get past this section and I'll continue my story. Let's see if I can do this. Come on, baby. Oh, how many times do I have to hit him? Because I got him twice already, I think. All right, that's 3. What is it? 5? Okay, I got him. All right. I'm basically amazing at Battletoads. Okay. Look at this. I love the little cutscenes in here. Cartoony, fun, early 90s, right? It's a good time. All right, sorry. No big deal. Beat the boss, on to level 2. Oof, I remember this is hard, so I'm going to pause for a second and get with you, okay? I wasn't allowed to stomp my feet from a very young age, and so I took to tiptoeing around. And the odd thing is that even as I grew up into adulthood, I still tend to tiptoe at times. I don't like to be loud when I walk. When my mom told me that I needed to tiptoe around the house, she said, and I don't know if she made this up or not, but she said that the apartment building we grew up in wasn't really friendly to children. They didn't really like kids. It was for young professionals. Okay. And I was sort of a secret kid. She used this phrase, secret kid, when she referred to me. Now, that's sort of fun when you're a kid. It reminds you of espionage or sort of being like 007 or something, right? You're on a secret mission or you're important for some reason. But the thing is that you have to understand in context that I was a secret kid for another reason as well. And a reason that was maybe like less exciting and less of something to be proud of. And that was that my parents had me and were not married. And they were not married mostly because they were married to other people when I was born, okay? Now, my parents are dead and gone now, and so I don't feel any difficulty in talking about this. But I will try to be sensitive because I do have family members who watch the show, and I want to be respectful of them. But I'll just say this. There were a couple of years of my life as a baby where only a handful of family members knew I existed because of the fact that my parents were married to other people and had children with other people when they fell in love with each other. And so I was a secret kid, not just because the apartment complex, quote, didn't like children, okay, if that was real, but also because, you know, my parents were not married when I was born. Secret kid leaves you feeling a little underestimated, and I do have to admit I found it hard initially in terms of being social, hard to stand out and hard to speak up. I was a little sheltered because I was a secret kid. It was just me and my parents. And when I went to kindergarten, I did notice that I was a little different than other kids because they were all, like, they had this understanding of what it was like to be social. And they could stand around in the playground or in the classroom, and everyone, when talking, sort of knew when to talk and when to be quiet. When to laugh and when to be a little more somber. When to chime in. And I didn't understand that. And I could see that there was some nonverbal contract they all had. Because I'd been this sort of like secret kid who didn't really know how to interact. Now, as I grew up, thankfully, into puberty, okay, I all of a sudden became 6'3" and 200 pounds in high school and couldn't be not noticed. And so I had to figure out how to be noticed. And, well, I mean, you notice on this show that I try to be noticed. I haven't had a conversation with co-founder Mark Gifford about this, but I do think that he and I are both, not that he was ever a secret kid, but he and I are both maybe like slightly introverted, but desperately want to be extroverted, at least on the outside. And so I do find myself at times still tiptoeing, literally and figuratively in life. But when I do, I try to be brave like my loud-ass kids who don't care about all that stuff because they're not secret kids. And I put my heel down and let myself be heard and let myself be seen. So there are times to be quiet and to be in the shadows. And if that's your nature, that's okay. But I guess today, the big takeaway I hope for you is if you have felt like a secret kid in your life, just try to feel what it feels like to put that heel down every once in a while. Be seen and be heard when you are comfortable in doing so. Hey man, thanks for being with us. I don't know, I beat a boss, didn't I? I feel pretty good about that. Battletoads, and maybe I'll continue this game someday. Battletoads is a crazy game. When you get later into this, it's so difficult and quite a bit of fun. So let's wrap up these beverages. Thanks for being here today with us for the story. And in between now and the next time I talk to you, you know me, I'm Todd. See ya.